Let's unpack this. Today we're diving into Iran. It's a nation whose modern history, its identity, well, it's incredibly rich and complex, often, I think, misunderstood through simplified headlines.
Definitely.
And this exploration, it's actually inspired by something specific, A History of Modern Iran study group. It's being offered by the McGill Community for Lifelong Learning MCLL, coming up in the fall 2025 semester.
Right. That's the context for our chat today.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine spending, 10 weeks in person, Monday afternoons, really getting into it, guided by an expert like Sohila Razina-Zhad.
Well, our mission today, maybe a bit shorter than 10 weeks, is to kind of pull out the most important nuggets, about the political, economic, social, cultural changes Iran's seen since about 1900.
And we're drawing on some key sources.
We are. Insights mainly from two prominent books, Michael Axworthy's A History of Iran, Empire of the Mind, and also Christian Bird's Neither East Nor West. And, as both these sources make really clear, truly grasping modern Iran, well, it demands you look at the history. You need that deep historical grounding.
Right, which is why this MCLL study group sounds so valuable. It promises that journey through Iran's recent past, starting way back with the Qajar dynasty, right up to today. And it wasn't just like a straight line, was it? It was a series of pretty profound shifts.
Absolutely.
You think of the Constitutional Revolution, 1905 to 1911. Iran's first big push, really, for modernization and democracy.
A huge moment.
Then came the Pahlavi dynasty, 1925 to 79. I mean, sweeping changes, top-down modernization, but also authoritarian rule.
Yeah, right.
And that strong Western alignment.
Yes, and Axworthy really highlights this, that rapid transformation. It often alienated traditional parts of society. It sort of created fertile ground for a powerful backlash later on.
Okay, so the seeds were sown there.
You could say that. And this whole turbulent history, it profoundly shapes Iran's core identity today. Axworthy has this great frame for it. He calls Iran an empire of the mind.
Empire of the mind. What does that mean exactly?
It means it's a civilization defined not just by, borders on a map, but by its enduring intellectual legacy. Think poetry, philosophy, religious thought.
Yeah.
And what's really striking is how, even when facing repression, you see culture becoming a form of resistance. Subtle artistic references or underground literary circles. They become these powerful ways of expressing national identity, quiet dissent.
So repression doesn't necessarily silence things.
It often sharpens intellectual life rather than silencing it. It's fascinating.
Yeah, that idea of a layered identity.
Yeah.
You mentioned Shia Islam being central, but also this pull towards ancient pre-Islamic heritage. It sounds almost contradictory. How do those forces actually coexist in, everyday life for Iranians?
That's a really crucial question. And Christian Bird, she tackles that head on in her book, Neither East Nor West.
Okay.
She highlights this paradox. Iran as a conservative society on the surface, but with these really striking progressive undercurrents bubbling underneath.
So a public face and a private reality.
Exactly. What this shows us, what it reveals for you trying to understand Iran, is this fascinating divide between public conformity and private freedoms.
And Bird saw this firsthand.
Oh, absolutely. Her own journey through Iran illustrates it beautifully. She talks about seeing Iranian women, for instance, navigating the mandatory hijab in public spaces, but then having significant private freedoms, creative outlets.
Right.
Or, the stark contrast between public displays of piety and then hearing about these vibrant underground parties and social scenes.
Wow. So real contrasts.
Huge contrasts. But she also really emphasizes the warmth, the curiosity, the hospitality of the Iranian people she met, and the country's incredible diversity, too. Kurds, Turkmens, Zoroastrians, all part of the fabric.
So it's not monolithic at all.
Not in the slightest. And when we connect all of this back to that massive turning point, the 1979 Islamic Revolution, which overthrew the Shah, established the Islamic Republic, it becomes really clear it wasn't some clean break from the past.
Right. It carried things forward.
Exactly. It carried forward so many of Iran's historical tensions, that struggle between, say, reform and repression, or between nationalism and ideology.
And the period after the revolution.
Well, the post-revolution era, which includes the really devastating Iran-Iraq War and then subsequent periods of reform, confrontation, recent developments, they all continue to navigate these deep-seated historical currents. It's an ongoing process.
So wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for us? Our quick dive here, inspired by that MCLL study group, it reveals a nation shaped by just centuries of complex cultural, religious, geopolitical experiences. It's definitely a story far richer, far more nuanced than the headlines often suggest.
Absolutely. And Christiane Bird notes something important. The revolution's legacy is still unfolding. It's not a closed chapter. She paints this nuanced picture, of both progress and setbacks. So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. Iran is a place where every single layer of its history, all its contradictions, they continue to play out right now, constantly reshaping what it means to be Iranian today.
That's a powerful thought. Really emphasizes that understanding Iran means appreciating all those layers. Makes you want to dig deeper. Maybe even check out that study group, doesn't it?